Whoops. I didn't mean to slam my hand into the mic here. Just getting set up and gonna record some more videos. Got a few questions in some of the YouTube comments, and then I have some other potential videos that folks have. Oh, let me mute stuff here. Yeah, some video stuff like from different forums and stuff that I've just been taking notes for things that I thought might make some interesting videos. So yeah, just kind of hanging out and waiting for some of my friends to get up to go do some stuff. Anyway, let's get to it. Gotta find the right page here. All right, and hopefully OBS doesn't crash on me. I don't know why it keeps crashing on me lately. I gotta figure that out, but one thing at a time. Hey everybody, and welcome to my In5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Otis writes in and asks, if you're recording an acapella from YouTube and set record BPM to 87, will it automatically record the acapella at 87 BPM? There's a couple things to unpack here. First is, I don't know if your acapella is at 87 BPM, but yes, if you hold Shift in ext source, whatever you have for your record BPM is what it's usually going to pick. I think there's a couple exceptions for this, but it will pick whatever your record BPM is here. So just as an example, I've got a pattern here on the OP1, and if I go check, it says it's at 72 BPM, and I'm pretty sure that's correct. So I can take and record this, and let's say I come in and I know that it's 72 BPM, just dial that in, and you can see it skips some numbers here. So it's skipping 73. If you hold Shift down, you can dial it in to where you want it. Like, so if you get like a 1/10 of a BPM, you can get that. Anyway, so I got 72 BPM dialed in here, and we can exit out. If I hit record and select the pad, as soon as I start playing here, because I'm in wait mode, it's going to start recording. So let's just turn that up. And I can let it kind of keep going as long as I want. Now we can stop it and hit record. And you can see it says 72 here. Now if I come in, and this is kind of what I was talking about, is we dial in something else like we do 126. If I hit record, and I play the same thing again, it's going to say 126 this time. And this can be problematic for time stretching. So you do want to make sure, if you can, you want to get the BPM correct if you're planning on using BPM sync, because this is now stretching the 72. Let's see, I can come in and we'll make a pattern. We'll go 90 BPM. And I just want to trigger this right on the first beat. So it's going to keep re-triggering, and it should line up everything correctly. I mean, it sounds like it's in time, other than my playing over here on the OP1 being a little bit off, but it sounds like it's looping correctly. Now what happens though if we go to the other one that is at 126 instead is, let's go back to we'll do a new pattern, and I'll record this. And I don't know if you can hear, I'll turn it up, but it's not lining up correctly. You can kind of hear it. It doesn't sound like it's looping. And the reason for that is because the BPM's wrong. So I would have to come in and with BPM sync on, go to pitch and speed, and we can manually adjust the BPM back down to 72. And that re-trigger should fix things for us. I mean, 72.01 should be fine. It should still sound fine. But let's see. So it probably, I didn't record it long enough to do it. So we probably just need to re-trigger a second time in the second bar, and we'll just make sure it sounds okay. Let's just check. It sounded like it kind of cut off the end. Yeah, it's not going for the whole length. We can, a couple ways we can try and do this. Let's go back to record. We're going to go to trrec, and I'm just going to instead, I'll just program it in by hand. So we'll take these out. We're going to hit remain so that we get to the whole last step, and we'll just play it 2 times. But we can see that the sync off is a problem. Man, I was thinking I was being clever here. Hold on. Too many windows open. I'm trying to re-record this video, I guess. Because I can't even tell if OBS is here or working. Darn it. Here we go. All right, let's just do this over again. We'll exit out. Because I could have sworn that was going to work right. Stop the recording. Come back over. It's not working because it wasn't re-triggering. Yeah. Okay. Do this again. And I got OBS. OBS is working, which is good. Hey everybody, and welcome to my in5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Otis writes in and says, let's say I'm recording an acapella from YouTube and I set the record BPM at 87. Will it automatically record the acapella at 87 BPM? That is a good question. It depends on what the BPM of your acapella is and whether it's actually been matched to a specific BPM and time. So if you know it's 87 BPM, absolutely hold shift, go to external source and set your record BPM to 87. If you don't know, then it's going to be a little bit harder to figure out. But let's say you do know. I've got a loop here on my OP1 that I know what the BPM is, and it is 72. So let's say I want to record this, and I know it's 72 BPM. Go shift, ext source. I'm going to dial in 72, maybe. It's not going to let me do it. So to get 72, I'm going to have to hold shift to get into the exact number and just dial it in. There we go. So we got 72 BPM. I can exit out now and record, and it'll start recording as soon as I play this. So I'll let it loop a couple times. All right, I'm going to stop recording. This is still playing, but let's stop it. Now, you can see here, 72 BPM. If I do pitch and speed, it says 72.03. We could come in and hold, no, I got to push and enter, and I forget how you, what is it? There's like a trick for doing this. BPM, no, I don't do that either. We want to, man, I'm making this video like way more complicated than it needs to be, aren't I? Start over, try one more time. Delete, delete. Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to my in5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Otis writes in and says, let's say I am recording an acapella from YouTube and I set the record BPM at 87. Will it automatically record the acapella at 87 BPM? It will mark it as 87 BPM if you hold shift and hit ext source. So just dial in whatever the BPM is. In your case, you said 87. I guess you'd have to know that the acapella is a consistent BPM, or that it's been, somebody else has done all the work to make sure things line up on a grid. But if it's not, if that's not done, or it's kind of a more loose BPM, this can be harder for you. But I've got the OP1 here, and I have a little loop that I'd recorded, and I can see that it's recorded at 72 BPM. I know that's correct. So if I come in and dial 72 in, I I can, from here, hit record, select the pad that I want, and just start playing this loop. So we'll just let it loop a couple times. If I hit record afterwards, you can see it now says 72 BPM, which is what I recorded at. So whether I play it from the OP1 or from here, it's going to be the same BPM. If, on the other hand, I come in and I've just got something that's wrong, like let's just dial in 126, I guess. Doesn't really matter. But if I hit record and now I play this, record. I'm just going to show you, there's a couple things that happen that's a little weird. So we've got, they both sound exactly the same. One says 72. One says 126. The thing that we can do now is I can turn BPM sync on for both of these. So now it's taking that 90 BPM from, if I hold shift and pad 11, we can see bank A is set to 90 BPM. So it's basically doing the pitch shift to what it should be for 90 BPM. You can hear that on the one that's set to 126, it's actually pitching it down, and there's a few reasons for that I'm not going to get into. But basically, if it can't do the divisor of the BPM as it kind of moves it up, it ends up shifting it down. Anyway, to make sure that this actually sounds correct, what we can do is go to Pattern Select, hit Record, and I'm just going to record a pattern, 2-bar loop, 90 BPM, and let's say I want to record in the first one. This is what it's going to sound like. And now I can let go, and it's going to keep looping. You can hear like there's a little glitch at the end, but you could probably get it set up correctly by coming in and adjusting the start and end points, make sure that everything is like on like a good zero cross, all that stuff. Anyway, it sounds like I can hear it. It matches the metronome pretty well. Now, if I go do the same thing with this second loop that we just recorded, you can hear, if I turn it up, it's not, first of all, it's not matching the metronome, and that's because the BPM is wrong. So that can be problematic. So here, barring that little glitch at the end, it will loop correctly and match the BPM as long as you get all that correct. To fix this, where the pattern 2 is wrong, we're going to have to come in and we would want to actually fix the BPM here. So I go pitch and speed and I push it on the value knob while we're in manual and go in and dial it down to 72. Just takes a little while. We're almost there. 72. And if I exit out, and now if I go back to the pattern here, we can hear it's playing at the right speed. This one doesn't have that glitch at the end. What I think is happening on the first one is it just that the sample gate is ending just before the very end of the pattern. I'd have to re-record it to fix it. Whereas the second one, it's lined up correctly. Now, the reason why this works is because we have the BPM set correctly on both of these, so now we can use BPM sync. Anyway, Otis, I hope that helps you out. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. All right, if anybody's out there, now's the fun, happy time of, I'm just going to start uploading stuff so I don't forget what all this stuff is. Skip back is awesome. I actually think that the SP404 Mark II is a great fit at the end of a chain for anything just because of that, because if you just happen to do a happy accident, you can catch it if you're fast enough. If you don't have any recording at the end, you're just never going to grab that. But, all right, let's get the upload started. That's the wrong directory. Here we go. Upload that. Only took me 3 attempts. It's not so bad. Usually I can get it in the first one, but whatever. Where are we? I guess this will be a good one to reuse. And turn caps lock off. Yeah. I'm assuming that's Cresshead. How you doing out there, man? Having fun? Staying out of trouble? Get anything good for Christmas? This is BPM sync for external content. And we've got at Otis. I wish YouTube would actually grab stuff when I'm filling in the descriptions here for people that posted videos and stuff, but oh well. I'll just have to open up another tab and scroll down. Otis Thorpe. Thorpe. There we go. All right, that is up. And just need to schedule it. From the UK. Well, hello. Yeah, I had pre-ordered the EP 133 and decided to cancel my order, mostly because I have so much gear that can already sample. And while it looks kind of cool, it's like, you know what? I have a million things over here that can sample. Why do I need something else? Almost done here. And hello, Flix303, maybe? I don't know. You tell me how you pronounce that. Maybe I got it. The video's almost ready to get scheduled. I think I'm out. Is today the last day of videos? Now I gotta go look. I think it is. Yeah, I guess I'll start scheduling stuff starting for tomorrow and go from there. All right, that one is on its merry way. What other questions did I have in the comments? A bunch of stuff. There we go. Let's see. Money Making Shark Dog. That's a name. Is there a way to sample, auto trigger a sample after I count in when resampling? I guess I'd need to know a little bit more why he wants to do this. Happy holidays. Great. This was all the TR rec playing. I mean, you can resample patterns, but I don't know why this person's looking to trigger something and resample at the same time. That seems weird to me. Might have to skip this one for now and ask some more questions. Actually, maybe there's no more. That was like the only other question I have. And then I've got my notepad. Let's see what else we got. There's a couple that I think I want to do. MFX and double tapping pad 15 toggles the effect on and off. I mean, that's cassette. Okay, if you don't, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Or maybe I did know it. So if you select it again, how do you know? Is there anything on here? The behavior's kind of weird. I'm watching the lights change. There is a mode where, is it just because it's doing the momentary? It's been a while since I've messed with this. Any of you guys out there know? I think there's a mode where you can put the SP404 Mark II where you can toggle an effect momentarily on and off. But this seems like when you select it, it'll stay on if you change it. But then if you select it again, it turns off. How do you assign samples to bus 1 or bus 2? This one's super easy. You just have to know. But the way you know if you're assigning samples to bus 1 or bus 2 is based on your bus effects button here. So if it's solid, that means you're going to be making changes to bus 1. If it's blinking, that means you're going to be making changes to bus 2. So let me just record something here for you. I can show you real quick. So we get the sample now. We know it's on bus 1 because it's lit up orange. If I hit remain and tap it, it turns white. If I want to make it assigned to bus 2 instead, just have bus FX blinking, hold remain and tap it, and it turns green. I don't know, it's maybe not super intuitive, but that's just the way it works. You can also tell besides the color, because I think you can go assign the different pad colors different colors to the pads, which I think overwrites this. You can also tell if you look up top, it says bus 2, or if I switch it, it'll say bus 1 up top. Yeah, there's a lot of button combos. I remember quite a few of them that I use in my workflow a lot, but I don't always remember all of them. So, but let's see if I can get an answer. I think the guy that asked me is actually streaming on Twitch right now. Let's see. Let's go back here. We're going to delete this. How do we... It feels like a bad button combination. Because like you hold it and it'll temporarily turn on. Maybe I need to record some audio again in here. Let's do something. Let's see what else I have here. I don't know what the heck that was. That sounds terrible. Let's go to the start of the tape. I was kind of going to go all the way back to the beginning again. Forget to hit in. And you're welcome, man. Happy to help. Let's see. Here, we'll go out. All right. I'll record this. Looks like it's 4 bars. Doesn't really matter. The output volume on the OP1 is so loud compared to the OP1 field is so loud compared to the OP1. Holy smokes. I mean, I have it like barely turned up and I'm pretty sure I could overdrive the signal. No problem. Yeah, remain is pretty weird. I also would say mark with how it's been overloaded is also super weird. Like why, like they should just have the button that says skip back. in some ways, I'd kind of like them to bring back some of the mark behavior. It just feels kind of weird, but it is what it is. It's fine. All right. Let's see here. So just to play around with this, we're going to go back to, nuts. I got to change that back to 72 BPM because I just recorded at 126, which is wrong. So for doing this, we go here, dial back to 72, close enough, exit, BPM stretch, record. It's actually 4 bars. See if this actually will sound okay too. Oh, I let go a little early. So it's going to have like a gap at the end. Let's try that again. Actually, I should have just hit undo and started over. Whatever. Delete it. I'll just hold it past. See if that works. Oh, we'll just let go. We'll see how it sounds. All right, we just got 2 bars instead of 4. It's fine. It's looping correctly. All right. Now, yeah, I don't know that I like this behavior because it's different from how it works from the other stuff. All right, well, I guess I could at least do a confirmation, yes, you're correct video. All right. Oh, I was just adjusting my mic and that was a loud pop. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. I believe this is how you pronounce it, is MF Brisola had written over on my Discord server asking about some behavior on the MFX and double tapping, and I'm basically doing a confirmation video that it's a little weird. I might have some suggestions on it not working the way it does, but I think there's some reasons for this. But anyway, the main question is for the MFX, if you select a new effect, it will continue playing when you let go of MFX. But if you double tap it or tap it a second time, it's going to disable it. So I'm just going to show you. I got a pattern here. Turn that up a little. And if I hold MFX, we have our menu here that's showing all of the things that are available to select. If we just let go, it's going to turn on that effect and it's going to stay on. If I tap it, it will go off. But this is what happens is if I tap pad 15 now while I'm holding MFX, it'll turn the effect on, and as soon as I let go, it turns off. The behavior feels a little awkward to me because if I go and switch to a different one while I'm holding it, like 404 vinyl sim, and let go, it stays on. But if I tap it a second time, it's going to turn off. Why it does this, I'm not quite sure what the logic is, but it feels like a weird behavior to me because I can bounce around and it will stay on. But if I want it to end, I don't even know. That was weird. Okay, let's try again because it worked different that time. I definitely double tapped 10. That time when I let it go, it stopped. I can't get this to work consistently. Yeah, I double tapped 10 and it stayed on. So it seems like if you just tap it the same thing again, when you enter, it stays on. But if you move, I can't even get this. Okay. I'm gonna try and call out what I'm pushing. So I'm holding MFX, turn cassette on, let go. It was already selected, and when I let go of MFX, it turns off. Now if I go pad 14 to put 404 vinyl on while I'm holding MFX and hit pad 15, it moves back. It seems like if it's the original one that's selected, let's try that. Let's go do it. So we got 15. We come around. I let go. And because we came back to 15, it turns off maybe. But if we don't end on 15, it works. Let's try for 14. So we start on 14. We come around, end it on 14, and it turns off. So it seems like if you use the MFX and end on the one that you had started on, it will turn off. I don't know, seems weird to me. It probably has something with how the MFX is being managed while you're holding the button and whether it considers it like a held effect or double tap or something. But yeah, MF Brisola. It seems a little strange. I'll see if I can bug somebody to take a look at it and see if this is intended behavior or if there's something that might be as a bug here that could be fixed. So anyway, thanks for reaching out. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. All right, let's stop the video and get this uploaded. Do it again. Welcome back to the happy fun part of me posting, uploading videos and trying to stream at the same time. It's super fun. Anybody out there get any new instruments? I didn't. Just got what I got. I keep thinking I'd like to get a the Arturia Micro Freak, but I don't know. Maybe someday I'll do it. Let's see. What do we call this? MFX behavior hold behavior MF Brisola. Does seem like there's some inconsistency if you select the same effect that you started with and select it a second time. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I also think maybe there is, you know what? I don't need to record a video for this. I'll just post this one, but I wonder what happens if you circle around and hit it a third time. I wonder if it toggles it back. I'll check in a second for science, because it could be all kinds of fun stuff. Schedule for 30th. All right. So, all right, let's do this. We're going to go back. We'll go pattern. Okay, we got this playing. Hold MFX. So if we're on lo-fi, we turn it on, so we know it's going to come off. If we circle around to back, we know it's going to turn off because we brought it back. So that's second, third time. Still turns off. That's, it must not have to do with toggling. it must have something. There's something else going on here, because it just doesn't, it's not consistent where you switch and it stays on. So yeah, I don't know. Unless any of you guys have anything else you want me to, think I should try, I can go for it. But that one seems to be it. Yeah, I'll bug some people and see if I can get any kind of info on that. What do we got next? We've got, I'm gonna mark this one. We'll mark this one as, we'll scratch it off maybe. Change the, okay, it doesn't like that. We'll change the color to green in my handy pad here. We had another question that was on Reddit. In TR rec mode, press pitch/speed to get the pitch. Oh, I actually already did a video on this one. I had no idea on this one, but that was pretty cool. If you guys didn't catch it while you're in TR rec mode, I did not know this, but if you go in and if you hit, as right now, if you adjust the knob, it's going to do to whatever scale you've got set. It's going to overwrite whatever pitch settings you've got. But if you hit if you hit pitch and speed, it will use whatever you have set for the sync or other pad effect that's actually on the pad for when you're playing normally. That was actually really good for me to know, because I always feel like I'm trying to remember and then fight with the SP404 Mark II to get it to use whatever I have in the sample page here, and it was driving me nuts sometimes, or I just ignore it and go a different way. But that was good to know. Oh, I actually had this one. Let's test this before making a video. I had, because I mean, I'd taken a note that if you want to say, so if you guys don't know, if you hold shift and mark for 3 seconds, it's going to save. Wait, I think I'm doing this correctly. Yeah. Shift mark, it will save whatever all of your FX settings are. And I don't know if it's by project or for the entire SP404 Mark II. So let's just take something. We'll go filter and drive. Let's go just turn everything down. Let's even do it on the second page, just to test. Okay, so if I come in, we got 2000, shift mark. Okay, we get that saved. Now if we come in and go to a different project, the question is filter and drive. That kind of irritates me. That's a bummer. It saves it across all projects, so it's for the system. Let's make a video. We can do a video on this. All right. The heck do I have for? Oh, this is just the default one. Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. I wanted to talk about, for today, how the SP404 Mark II saves your FX settings. And I had run some experiments to try and determine if they are per project or global for the entire SP404 Mark II. Turns out that they are, in fact, global, which is a little bit of a bummer. I was kind of hoping that it would be at least per project, but we get what we get. So first things off, if you want to save your effects settings, so right now I'm on filter and drive. So I can come in and just make whatever settings I want. Let's say I like those and I want to save them so that when I come back and power on my SP404 Mark II, those settings are saved. If you hold shift and mark for, I think, about 3 seconds, you'll see it now says saved EFX parameters. And now if I turn it off, I got 191.83. If I turn it off and come back on, you'll be able to see that it still has those parameters saved. And this is cool because at least it means between power cycles, you have 191, 8340. We can save those and I can come in and tweak stuff to my heart's content. If I turn it off and then back on, it's not going to have saved those settings. It's going to come back in the state that I had set it. So if you're like gigging or doing other things where you want to make sure you have a set of effects parameters that like you have a known state, then super handy. You can see 191, 8340. Now, the thing that I had just figured out and just doing some experiments, if I come in, I just was setting this to 2000. If I now come in and save it, I was hoping that these were going to be saved by project, but the problem is, and we'll just make sure that we saved it correctly, when we change projects, it's going to still have those settings set. So it's saving these EFX parameters at the like system level for the SP404 Mark II globally across all projects. So just to check, we got 2000. If I come in, shift, subpad to change projects, if I go to any of these and turn on filter, we can now see it still says 2000. And just the last thing to check, I'm going to turn it off and back on just to make sure, but I am going to almost guarantee it's going to say 2000. So let's just check. Yep. So for anybody that was hoping that your EFX savings, settings were saved per project, they're not. They're global settings. For me, this is kind of a feature request. I would love to see those settings be something that we could save per project. I don't know if that's possible or not. I suspect it is, but it would require a new firmware update. I'd like to see that just because it allows us to have different projects where you could have sets of samples and things that you might be playing out when you're performing and be able to change those up and have different settings that you are comfortable with, familiar with. I get why it's a global thing, but anyway, think about it, Roland. Anyway, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good, and peace. All right. Another thing to go bug folks about. Okay, that video is good to go. And I don't know how many of you guys out there care about that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not going out and gigging and performing anymore, so I don't know that I personally need it, but it would be kind of nice for a few things like making sample packs and sharing stuff. There's actually some other things, having done the sample pack and trying to start a few other projects I wish that it would do, but let's see. Oh, I'm going to go do this. We're going to call this EFX system save behavior. You hold shift and mark. You can save your EFX parameters. I just tested this out, and it is for the entire system EFX settings and not per project. Feature request EFX save per project. All right, gets that up on its merry little way. Next. Schedule for the 31st. Seems good. I put you guys to sleep out there. Let's see. Mark this one as done. I did have I don't want to move the camera around and stuff. Playing to non-grid live loops and stems. Punch-in effects. I don't think we're going to get punch-in effects like a PO33 or EP133. And I kind of think what we have is more powerful anyway. I don't know, maybe that's those for today. What else can we do? Anything fun? I haven't done any music creation stuff in a while. Gosh, how long has it been for just making a track? I'm going to be probably like session like 72, looks like it is. I can goof around a bit for that. Let's go project. Oh wow, I forgot. This must have been one of my test things where I was trying to test how much. Yeah, this is the test that I set up for figuring out if the polyphony was stereo or mono. So what I did was each of these, it basically plays all of these pads. If I go in and look, hit start and end, you basically see it's a ton of silence, and just like basically I chopped up the sample into 16 parts. If you look at like the last one, it's all the silence until the very end. And I did, if you come in and go to bank B, I kind of did the same thing. And I basically programmed in I think I did in TRRec, but I programmed in like all of them triggering on the first note so that they were all playing at the same time. If I make this pattern a 4-bar loop, it would basically need 64 notes of polyphony because each note is stereo and it can't play all of them. And that's how I figured out that it's definitely 32 notes of mono polyphony, not 32 notes of stereo polyphony. Got a bunch of blank space on here. Could actually record some stuff here. What do we want to do? Guess I'll sit down and figure something out. It's a little hard to... Oh, man, the mic's a little crazy. Oh, and it's back. Let's stop that. Okay, we'll go to bank C. See what we got for sample. I want to do like maybe an ambient thing or something. I'm not going to get there with those. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Can't do anything super interesting for automation. Thinking maybe just like long samples where stuff will come in and out. Let's see, do we want a different sound? Oh, this was something I recorded off of the radio. It's just pitched way down. All right, let's do it. And actually, I'm just going to make sure it is. Come on. I'm losing my mind. 72. Yeah, looks like I haven't done any of these in quite a while. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series in the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 73.1, and I wanted to play around with making some ambient stuff, kind of freeform loops, record some content, and just kind of let it play whatever the sync happens to be. It's going to come in and out of sync, so probably more trying to get some like pads and drones. So I actually don't need the metronome for this. Turn it off. So we've got this set. I'm just going to record. Oops, I'm in pattern mode. Let's go back to sample mode. And we're just waiting. I'm just going to play and see, and we'll go from there. But I got this pad. Just going to let it go. Let it kind of play a little bit. I'll let go. It ends a little abruptly, but that's okay. We can probably fix that. We're going to turn gate off and loop on. So it kind of starts a little quick. Let's go into our envelope, shift, pitch and speed. Let's have it kind of come in a little bit slower. We're going to tackle like 18. And we'll work on the release. We're going to have to probably, what I'm going to need to do here is go to start and end. What I'm going to do is work on the endpoint. We got a lot of silence here, so it probably comes in around here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's just go truncate out the silence. And now we can go to the envelope and see how this sounds. So we got a smoother transition coming in. It'll keep playing, and hopefully it's going to fade out on the end. Yeah. So not quite what I was going for originally, but that's okay. And while this is going, let's see what else we can find for another sound here. Kind of a organ. Let's see if we can get an organ like to sustain in loop. So I'm gonna hit record. Just do this. Probably louder than I want. So we've got that now. And turn gate off, loop on, and let's go pitch and speed. I'm going to turn the volume down to like 30. Maybe a little bit more. 25. So we're going to get a loop point and get our endpoint in place. Loop. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, trying to find a good point where it looks like it's kind of like the downer end part. Now I can kind of try and zoom in here and see if we can get a zero cross. Oops, I didn't mean to bump out the loop point there. I know I could cheat and use the zero cross, but let's see how this sounds. Got a little bit of a click there. Might be okay with it. like a... Maybe I'm not okay with it. It's not so bad. All right, let's see how this sounds with both of these playing. All right, they'll both go. And we can come in. The only problem is it's a little bit of a hard stop when you tap it a second time. Because it just kind of starts and stops. But we can keep it going. The interesting thing here is this is waiting for the envelope. I didn't know that it actually did this. Seems like after I hit it, it's waiting for that envelope to kind of come in. Whereas because there's not much here, we're in envelope mode. If I go do this, yeah, it takes a while for it to actually get into that envelope cycle. That's interesting. I'll have to make sure I make a note of that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. We'll come back and keep adding in some more ambient kind of sounds. So thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. All right, was just uploading the video. Let's see what other sounds we have here. That'll cut through. All right, video's uploaded. I'll worry about getting it posted in a little bit. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 73.3, and we're still working on some ambient loops and trying to get some content together that we can kind of play organically. I'm not worried about the BPM or the length of the loops. I just want to try and make some interesting things and kind of see how they can evolve themselves, because they're not going to be any particular length, and kind of see how it goes. So anyway, got the string sound on the OPZ, and I'm just thinking maybe record a couple different like short chords, but make the loops longer than they need to be, and kind of see how they play out as well with what we've got going. So let's just do kind of something like that. I'm going to let it just tick out, get more silence in there, and we'll see how this kind of goes. Let's record another one. We'll do another one there. Again, just kind of let it go, because these things, they might double up and stack up and do other weird things, but I'm not too worried about it. So let's see how this goes. We'll start these. Nope, I'm gonna turn gate off, loop on. And then we'll come here. Gate off, loop on. And now we should have like both of these notes. The loop in. That first, I think we need more of these. So that we can kind of keep going. I don't know, maybe they're not as interesting as I thought they were going to be. Let's try. We'll get like 4 more. Still give it some more time. That should be good. Let's do like a really wide one. We'll do 2 more short ones. Just something that kind of comes really quick. And I'm actually going to make this one shorter. All right, let's see how this works. Gate off, loop on. All right, so now we should be able to bring some of these in. It's kind of weird. I wonder if we should send these through like an effect or a different effect. Let's go +2. And we'll see what if we get like cloud delay maybe. That's kind of fun. Just kind of keeps coming in weird. I don't know if the cloud delay is exactly the right thing here, but let's try reverb. Just give it a bit more space. Let's check our EFX settings. Okay, we got bus 1 and 2 parallel, so I can still do things on bus 1. See if we can find another sound here. Kind of neat. Let's hit record. It's going to stop everything, and let's just get like something a little bit longer and spacier going. Go to tail, and we'll stop it. All right, we'll play I should probably actually start I don't want to start a pattern. Because that's half the fun, is just getting this stuff kind of doing its own thing. Oh, I'll switch that one over too. Gate and loop. I think for getting these started, you kind of need to do them all separately. I'm going to hold enter down and hit pad 9, just sort of select it. I think this can go to be a little bit more quiet. Oh, we lost our MFX. All right, well, we're getting someplace. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to end the video here. Say thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. All right. Get that video on its way to the merry upload land. What else is fun to put in here? Probably time to actually just... Just kind of go through. Actually, kind of like that. All right, we'll stop everything. I don't know. We'll let's just record it. Hey everybody, and welcome to my lost my thoughts there. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 73.3, and we're continuing working on just recording ambient loops that aren't synced to anything and kind of letting them evolve in their own way. It's requiring thinking about a few things, and I'm kind of trying to make sure I learn a few things as I go through, but we're going to take this new patch I've got on the OP1 setup, and we're just going to kind of keep playing, and we'll let it sit where it sits and enjoy itself on its little voyage in the ambient space. That's probably enough just for that little thing. Again, we're not trying to play to any kind of metronome or anything else. Just have something that kind of has that extra silence and space so that when it plays, it's a little bit more of a surprise or adds like a little bit more to it. I have to keep reminding myself to turn MFX on for bus 2. We're only using bus 2 right now, but any of these green pads will need that. Oh, and this one also needs to be set to green, I think. No, it doesn't. Whoopsie daisies. I'm hitting bus FX to go back. Set that to 1. So we can start with these. We'll mix it up. Oh, gate and loop on, gate off, loop on. I kind of imagine this as something that you can just, as I'm doing it, if you're trying to play some performance, you can kind of pull things in and out as you like. So I don't think it terribly matters what we put in. In fact, you could probably put more silence in the beginning if you wanted to have like something take a long time to build up to it so that it doesn't just start playing the sound when you trigger it. But it seems to work quite nicely so far. So we can maybe even go up again. Maybe just kind of do another one. We'll go up and do another up and down. We got weight. Give it some space. Give it some more space. Maybe that's enough. And yeah, now we can even like play this. This one you gate off, loop on, gate off, loop on again. Just gonna drop these in. So maybe we don't need all those fancy parameter lock effects to still kind of get something interesting going on here. Just requires some more manual work. This might only work really well for more ambient kind of stuff, but it seems to be working and doing kind of what I wanted. Because we can, if you know what's playing on these and you know it's not playing, you can kind of cut these things out too, where you have like that big extended silence. I feel like we need more background pads, maybe. What do we got here that we can do something like that? We'll do one more. Maybe this one will work. Move it lower. Let it fade out. Maybe it won't. That should be enough. Gate loop. Probably would need to think about how I would want to organize these things as well, because I might say like I want up top, I want these like more sustained background pads or drones, and then have like the more melodic things coming in and out in different sections. Not sure. Have to think about it. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. Just say thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. That's kind of fun. I wonder what maybe just get like 4 different notes. Let them play. Maybe this could be fun. All right. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 73.4, and we're still just recording some ambient sounds. I was thinking I might take this last one and just record a single note on each of these 4 pads and let them kind of evolve the way that it kind of works out. We'll see. Just record. Let's record them. We're going to let them kind of swell up and then fade out. So that one's done. We'll just do whatever makes sense. Because I could see them kind of coming in and out. Maybe we'll want an effect on them. We'll see in a second here. But they're all going to be different length because we're just kind of doing it by ear for what makes sense. We'll see how this sounds. We'll go here. Yeah. I did a little double tap, so this one's actually going to go a little bit longer and maybe sound a little different. All right, we're going to go gate loop on all these. I'm just curious how this sounds. So I'm going to bring in different ones. This should kind of sound like a sustained thing that kind of goes. Yeah, we're getting it. They're all just, I don't know, I like this. I think this is kind of cool. It works. Then we can bring in some other elements. It's kind of fun because depending on how hard I hit these pads, because I don't have fixed velocity, depends on how loud they are. So I can kind of change it a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know, just from messing around with trying to make some freeform random length loops, I think this works fairly well. Maybe not quite as much control in some ways as folks would be looking for, but I think there's a lot to be said for trying to do an ambient piece with the SP404 Mark II, kind of letting it organically grow and do its own thing. So I'm going to end the video here. Just say thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 73.5, and I want to take a little intermission or break to kind of talk about what my thoughts are, or kind of a few lessons learned from trying to make an ambient piece on the SP404 Mark II. A couple of things that came to mind is I think organization is probably pretty key, and I just was doing things without thinking about it too much, and ended up with a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. But the first thing I think is, you're probably going to want some kind of drones or things that will extend for a long period of time, kind of like this. And this is just something that worked. This was also one of the first things that I recorded. And if you remember, I did end up, I think this is one of the ones that had an envelope. I don't know. The envelope is okay. I actually like it because it helps smooth out the transitions, but a thing that I didn't realize happened on the SP404 Mark II, and I do now, is when you tap it a second time when it's in loop mode to stop, it takes a little bit longer for it to stop than normal, which is okay, usually, but if that's something that you want to have, then, I would say think about either resampling or doing some other things. Similarly, like this one here, the loop, it's not perfect. There's almost a little bit of a pop in it, but you don't hear it as much because I put so much release on this. It's a pretty big release for the size of this loop, but if I stop it, it takes a while for it to actually stop. So I'd say think about, what the behavior of the envelope is in relation to what you're playing for, whether it's a drone or other sound, and how it works. I'd say also, these next 6 here that I recorded don't have any envelope, which is nice and fine, but it has a lot of silence on it, which I think is potentially useful because when it's silent, you can start it and stop it. So you can kind of play it a little bit more as an instrument. And you can kind of I did a lot of these similar sounds so that they're all different lengths. So they're going to start kind of stacking, and they're going to come in and out of sync with each other, depending on how things are. I would also say you may want actually to record silence at the beginning so that you can start all of them at the same time instead of having like this wall of sound. So if I play all these at the same time, you kind of get like this more in your face sound. And it's going to, for future loops, they'll probably come in and start separating from each other, but you might want to be able to just kind of trigger them and not have them just all be in your face at the same time. I did actually like how these single notes on the bottom came out. So I can play these and kind of create a chord. I can create a chord, and they'll start kind of coming in and out of sync with each other. I actually like how this works. This is probably the thing that I think is one of the most useful things. So besides that, I would say kind of look at how you can use their effects. If I hold Shift and Pad 16, you can see right now I'm in type B, which allows me to have bus 1 and bus 2 separately so that I can then send, I'm sending all these to a reverb, which is turned off. So don't forget to turn on in between sessions, but I can kind of trigger all these, have these go through a reverb, and then the other sounds, because it's parallel with each other, like these are not going through. Whoop. That is the wrong bus. Now I'm on reverb. So gotta make sure you're in the right bus when you start it. That had scatter on it, which maybe is a fun thing to have. I don't know. We can turn it on. But I think there's a lot of performance behavior you can have here, depending on how hard you hit the pads. Well, like if you have fixed velocity off, you can kind of adjust how loud anything comes in. You can adjust the timing for when it comes in. You have the loop lengths. There's a lot here to kind of make some expressive sounds and perform it. Anyway, guys, just my thoughts on kind of having done this again. I think it's like this might be the 3rd ambient track I've tried doing for a session. And this one was probably the more fun one, kind of thinking about where to place things in the sound spectrum, how to use a few more of the features of the SP404 Mark II and kind of seen where it went. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace. Yeah, those probably shouldn't be in there. Maybe it's fun to have a little bit of scatter. And the scatter, because it's not in the same sync as the other sounds, actually doesn't sound too bad. I don't feel like it's forcing the audio into a BPM. And I found that the scatter doesn't make pads sound. They still sound like a pad. Like some of this other like melodic stuff gets like a kind of interesting texture to it. Maybe it's too much. Turn the depth down. See if there's any favorites that sound any good as well with this. That's too much. Don't mind that. It's maybe interesting. I don't know. I think it's too rhythmic. No. I think it's this one. Isolator and cassette. Guys, I'm going to take my dogs out real quick. I'll just keep leaving this running and be back in a little bit. I suppose with a long enough pattern, you could actually probably record something. Just give it a try. Because you actually do like effect automation and stuff too. Say 0 strength. 64 bars should be plenty. Actually, the fun thing is, you might be able to record in, because when it gets to the second event, it's going to turn it off. I don't have to think about it. Because we loop over. Now we got different things coming in. So we're going to record the initial event. So you probably need to think about when you're turning things on and off. So either at the end you want everything off, so when you loop over it's exactly the same. Or if you have an odd number of events, when you exit, what's on and off and looping will toggle on and off. I don't know. I think you have to be more thoughtful than I was when I just was kind of messing around, adding things in and out. Then you have the whole going to rehearsal or performance, and you can just make like one change. It's not recorded to the pattern, but you can still make changes that will change what's toggled on and off. I don't know to think about it. This is probably where having the ability to set like what's the percentage chance of things happening would get you much more generative sound out of it. This at some point, I think, based on the math, would get you potentially like 4 variants, maybe? I don't know. I don't think the number of times you toggle on and off matters. It's either going to stay on and do the exact same pattern that you played if it's the even number of events, or it's going to change every other cycle. So you have a cycle A. Yeah, I think it's 4 potential. Like here, we've got everything off at the end. So we've just hit the first cycle. Okay. And now we're going back to a repeat. The third cycle is... Okay, so maybe it's only 2. Because now this should be what I played and recorded in the first time. And then at the end, when we go back into the next one, I don't know. This is the 3rd time it's playing through. Two variants make sense. I think I was trying to overcomplicate it. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to go see if I can scare up some of my friends, go do some fun stuff for the last few days before I go back to work. Probably be back around tomorrow in the morning for me. Could be the afternoon for you, or maybe it's the morning. Feel free to drop in. But yeah, I'm going to drop out for now. Take it easy and have a great day, guys. Peace.